1, 2, 3.
What's up, everybody?
This is another episode, a special one, all from Matt.
Oh.
We didn't do any work.
Specifically from Matt.
So I sat down and re-listened to the first 50 episodes, and I pulled an hour and 15 minutes worth of clips for us. But I wanted to talk to you guys real quick about what some of your favorite moments were. You don't know what the clips are that I pulled, but I would love to see how many you remember and if they made the cut.
Okay. I loved... This is like such a shade to our guests, but I love all the ones where it's just me and you. I feel like I'm not allowed to say that.
That's okay.
I don't know. I mean, I'm like such a freak, and I re-listen to all the episodes all the time. I'm a big narcissist. So my Spotify 2020 recap is going to be like, surprise, you only listen to yourself. Like, you listen to 1 million hours of yourself.
That's okay.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't even want to really think it through. I'm just hype you did it, and just glad you invited me on the pod. It was the best thing that's happened all year. So that's good for me.
I mean, it opened doors for you as like becoming more into podcasting in general, because now you have a second show.
Yeah.
Which has like 4 episodes a day, it feels like.
It's insane. It really is. It's like even this week, like we're recording this on a Tuesday. I recorded last night, I record Wednesday, and I record Thursday. I'm like,
hey, you're almost matching my recording schedule at this point.
Yeah, it's a lot. Joel?
Not I.
The leader?
It's hard to say. I feel like I black out and I like forget that we do certain stuff until like it's brought back up. But my favorite episode that we recorded was Laguna Beach, because we were like our free selves and we were just weird and goofy and we were suffocating in the heat down the basement.
I got a question for you, because this whole thing started with you saying, I want to do a podcast. And then it was like maybe a week or two later, I texted you with the idea that I'd come up with for you and stuff. Do you think, where we're at a year later, do you think we're doing better, worse, or exactly how you imagined it would go for doing a podcast?
I think better. I think that having Kathleen gives it more like flow, because you know that sometimes I can't think to speak and it's really awkward. So if it was just me by myself, I think guests would be uncomfortable and not want to come back. But even like just like the length, like if you think about like the very first couple episodes we recorded, like they were literally 30 minutes, and now we have episodes that are like over an hour long. And I know like podcasts that I listen to, like they're all like an hour and a half long. Like that's like a normal podcast length. So like just seeing that alone shows like how much we've grown. And people like, I mean, we had fucking Julia Lester on our podcast, which is just,
that's a highlight.
That's
for sure.
like a definite highlight. Because I was just saying today before we started recording, like if you thought about that in January when we recorded the High School Musical episode, just like hyping it up, I would have never thought that any of those kids would come on our show.
Well, and I think that like, you know, we even had like the creator of Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist like sharing our episode. You know what I mean?
That
like,
was a fun one to record.
Yeah.
Like I think that there's a lot of, all things considered, like when I did horror movie night, and like while I do horror movie night and it gets good numbers, like they say if you want to get easy numbers on a podcast, do a horror podcast, because it's like that and true crime are like what people go to podcasts for. But my favorite episode of, like I always talk about it with so much pride, because it's my favorite show to record. Like from a producer standpoint, I just have a blast because it's the three of us in a room goofing around. Sometimes there's a third person a fourth person in the room, or they're Skyping in, but like the three of us have a good time no matter what. But then also like the listenership and the reach that this show has had for it being hosted by two people who really don't have any like credits, you know what I mean? Like it's like horror movie night, like at least I was like an established podcaster and it was a horror podcast, and with One Hit Thunder it's like a dude who's in a band that's toured for like the last 15 years, so there's built-in fan bases there, whereas like this is just like, I don't know, we're just going to talk about a different TV, so it's not even like we're aimed at like, oh, this is for Office fans, or like this is for it's like literally each episode is a crapshoot, and people keep listening and liking it. And like whenever we get reviews from someone that none of us know. It's like, ooh,
Yeah.
like, who's this?
Like, we're always like, was that you?
Which one of the three of us wrote that review? No, I mean, I remember, joining late, and the first couple I did Grey's, then we did a recap. Whatever it was, we were doing ones together, and then we had Joey on for Buffy, and I remember being really nervous for it, and then him sitting here and just talking to somebody who's really passionate about a TV show they love that I had never seen. I think that was the first one where the first guest where I hadn't actually seen the show. So I remember watching the Buffy episode and being like, Googling shit and being like, this is amazing because TV is my passion and TV is my life. And like talking to other people who are passionate about it, intelligent about it, like the passion matches mine and ours. I'm like, dope. And like all of the guests we've had on, just like making new friends, you know? It's good stuff.
Well, I think I think it's always interesting because our shows fall into like one of two demographics where it's either like our guests are someone like Joey or someone like Zach with Twin Peaks, where they're like these super fans and they're hyper knowledgeable, or we get episodes like whenever we do a reality TV show and it's like Robert Bacon or Marie Maloney or Kyle, where it's like, oh, I'm just here to have fun. Like
but they're also pretty knowledgeable.
They're knowledgeable, but they're also like, yo, like I have no, and it's weird because you talk about how it's like that's awkward because these are real people, but those are also the episodes that we are so comfortable shitting on everything that's happening in it. And then when we get to like talking about fictional characters, all of a sudden we're like stepping on eggshells about it.
Speaking of that, I think Cheer was the first one we did with real humans. It was either that or Marie's episode. I can't remember, but Marie's episode was very like, the people in that episodes are awful. So I didn't care shitting on them. But like when we were doing Cheer and I was like saying stuff afterwards, I kind of had anxiety and I was like, oh no, these kids are normal. Aren't just kids.
I'll tell you one of the clips. It's probably the shortest clip that made it into the best of. It's like a minute long, but it's from the Cheer episode where you're questioning if the ankle really broke.
That's like, my conspiracy theory.
You're like, and over here, I'm like looking at it on my phone and being like, that doesn't look like a break to me.
Dr. Kathleen says that ain't fucking broken.
Fake.
But yeah, no, I can't wait to listen to all of the dumb shit we said.
I know. I'm excited. Is it just us?
Guest too?
It's everything. It's just pulling clips from every episode. So like Brian.
I know, but is it like us speaking or guests too?
Guests are in there too.
Okay.
There might be an audition tape in there.
Oh, Brian.
The audition tape is funny. I remember like being like, that was good. Because that was an early episode for me and I was still like getting my like...
I think the longest clip...
Shaking the rust off.
The longest clip is there's like a 6 to 7 minute long clip of just the period talk from the Pen 15 episode.
Good stuff.
like,
okay, honestly, that was one of the funnest ones we did. If we're going to pick one... Yeah, that one was really fun. Shout out to Jade. What a star.
Well, and I this is gonna sound like a weird comment, but like when I'm doing a lot of the other shows with like Horror Movie Night and One Hit Thunder, just by the nature of the topics and the nature of the beast and everything else, it's always male centric guests. But I always try to have more of a female guest lean on this because obviously it's two females talking anyway. But like the episodes where it's like you two and Brooke, you two and Jade, you two and Maria, like there's this weird thing where you have shared experiences as women. So you like get into those conversations and you're like not afraid to like talk about the personal stuff. And I think that that's always the funniest and most compelling stuff because you're very open and like not shameless at all about talking about it.
I wish we did that more.
I know.
Let's get into personal shit.
We should.
Let's at ourselves. Just spill the tea.
I know.
That's our 2020, our next year goal, our 2-year goal.
Yeah.
Just fucking destroy our reputations.
That's true. We could binge like season 2 of Pen 15 and then just like go on about every single thing that's happened to us as
we could have
children.
And have Jade on for that.
You'd have to bring Jade on for that for sure.
Ooh, that's good. I might have to you're gonna make me. I just said it's taking me every 7 minutes.
I haven't even watched the first
Pen
season.
15
so.
season 2 is amazing and so cringy that it's taking me forever to get through.
The thing that I'm waiting for, and we don't do this. We don't have a lot of opportunities for this, unfortunately. But like, if someone picks a show that's like still on the air, like a Pen 15, like whenever it's officially the last season of Pen 15, like we have to talk about the last episode with that guest. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's like there's nothing that I can think of that we've covered that would fall under, except for maybe Grey's, if Grey's ever wrapped up, but
It won't.
they'll just
Not
go
if
on
I have
forever.
anything to do with it.
But yeah, I think that's like a good goal, as well as like not being afraid to do the random bonus episode. Where it's like, okay, this huge show is done. Let's talk about it.
That's interesting. I'm trying to think if there is one now.
I know that the one thing that I wanted to do
Killing Eve.
I wanted to do it this year, but like there was a lot of factors that kept it from happening. But next year, I would love to set up a live stream of us watching and reacting to the Emmys in real time that we can like project onto the Facebook page. Like people can jump on the Facebook page and watch us watching the Emmys together, and I can record all that audio and then make like a best of, just like an audio best of like our reactions to like different things during it.
Yeah.
I'm in. I watch the Emmys anyway, so
I don't, but
You'd
I
have fun.
will.
You'd have fun
the
watching it
Emmys
with
is
us.
my Super Bowl.
yeah.
It's like
That's the Oscars for me.
see, I don't watch all the one year. We always say this. The year I had Movie Pass, I saw the Oscar movies. It was the only year I even understood what was happening because I had never seen any other.
Yeah.
The Oscars for me won me over, and I made it like a goal to see them when the La La Land Moonlight thing happened.
Yes,
And that was like such like a you couldn't write that moment happening. Joy, do you even know what we're talking about with that?
oh my god, for Best Picture.
So Best Picture, they announced Best Picture as La La Land, and everyone comes up on stage and they're accepting the award. And in the middle of their acceptance speech, someone walks up on stage and they're like, he read the wrong card. You guys didn't win. It's supposed to be Moonlight. And like the people from La La Land are just standing there, and the cast of Moonlight is like, we don't know what we're supposed to do. Like they just like awkwardly walk up and like take the statue. It was the craziest thing I've ever watched happen on TV.
Wow.
And you can cut this out, but there's also just like the thing about like La La Land was like so fucking white and Moonlight is not, and it was like people were like rooting for Moonlight just because it was like people were like La La Land's stupid. Moonlight is like much deeper, like
Well, it's
whatever.
and the Oscar has the history of like the Oscar always goes to the movie about Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like it's just such like a predictable, like Hollywood loves giving itself a pat on the back.
What's Moonlight? I don't even know what that is.
It's like about the life of a gay black kid in the inner city. Like it's like
I've
a
never
very
even
heavy drama.
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah. It was like a small
It was
indie
good.
film,
I
but it was
liked it.
good. It's heavy. It's a
Yeah.
very heavy, sad, realistic movie. So I think that
I didn't like La La Land better. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
And I love Emma Stone.
La La Land had its songs, but that was about.
If I die and go to hell real soon.
I don't believe that one was in it.
My favorite part of recording this podcast is that the phone rings without
Every
fail
time.
every time. Who still has a house phone? Raise your fucking hand. Raise your phone. Anyway, thanks for putting it together. That's a
Yeah.
lot of time. That's a
I'm
lot of
hyped.
hours listened.
I'm hyped to listen to it.
to
All right.
our stupid
Well,
voices.
let's start it then.
Yeah. Kick it off.
Kick it, baby.
I think that this would be like genuinely one of my favorite episodes of anything. Like the amount of times that I've watched this particular episode of this TV show is insane.
I mean, just like a.
I'm gonna have to slow you down there. I don't think this is my favorite episode of anything, but it's definitely my favorite episode from childhood. A childhood nostalgia.
Oh, so you're saying you watched it for this episode and you didn't like it? You weren't happy?
Oh, is that it? I hate it, or it's my favorite episode. Is that the scale that we're using?
Yes. Yes, that's what we're using. I'm actually sitting here and I was laughing because you brought up Jade, and like in real life, you are Corey and Jade is Topanga. And that is just. That is
We've
just
actually
some
never
shit.
gotten that one before.
I mean,
Most people compare us to Larry David and his wife in Curb Your Enthusiasm, but that's a new one. Corey Matthews and Topanga.
I mean, even this episode.
You know, I've never been compared to a cool guy.
Yeah.
Ever. I'm just like waiting for someone to be like, you know what? You are Uncle Jesse, and Jade is the newscaster woman that I can't remember her name.
If you're
And I'm like,
anyone on Full House, it's like Uncle Joey. Like, don't flatter. You're not John Stamos.
I think someone once told me that I'm a Corey Matthews who desperately wants to be a Sean Hunter, and it was one of the most hurtful but accurate things I've ever heard.
Yeah.
yeah.
I could see Matt being a Mr. Feeney in like 10 years.
Listen, are we going to be nice or are we going to be honest? I just want to know.
Tell us that.
Nice or honest? Because Matt, you're Minkus and no one else.
Yeah, Matt. Oh, it's okay. I would bet you money that if you grew your hair like that and grew a mustache, and I would honestly pay you $50 to have to walk around to your neighbors and be like, yeah, I am on Megan's Law. 'Cause you have to tell your neighbors that it's like a certain mile radius. And I guarantee you they would look scared to death and they would believe it even if you're not on it.
I don't even think he has to go that far. I think that if he has that hair and that mustache and he goes to Disney World, parents would pull their kids closer to them.
People already do that to Brian.
Listen,
Brian goes to Disney World by
understand.
himself when he travels for work. Like, that is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
Listen, it was wonderful.
No, you had
Wow,
anxiety. You called me at dinner because you were sitting there by yourself at a table for one with all
people
these
were
families
looking
around
at me.
you.
They were just looking at me.
Well, it's a little weird. I mean, you got a freaking 30-year-old at Disney World with no children,
I was thinking
probably in a
the
Mickey
next
Mouse
time-
t-shirt.
The next time I do it, I'm going to pull a Mrs. Doubtfire, but with myself. And just order 2 entrees and just keep... Every time I get up to go to the bathroom, my other person comes out and starts eating. And we just keep missing each other.
Oh my God, I would love that. That is hilarious. That's amazing.
Oh, God.
If you do that, can you be the Mrs. Doubtfire where she shoves her face in the cake?
Hello. I feel like that scene only works in someone's apartment. I can't just walk around with pie on my face.
I know, but we did love that scene.
Hi, you ready to order? Hello.
I'll have a coffee, no cream. Oh, there's a drop of cream.
I think in a weird way that actually did like give us reasons to be in the same rooms together more often. Like it kind of did. Like,
I guess.
because I would just sit when you were having a snack, I'd be like, oh, I want to watch some Goofy movie. So I'd just sit down at the dining room table and watch it as well.
Brian, we like lived the dream. We would eat like the snacks from the Swan guy. Remember the Swan? The ice cream cones from the Swan guy and watch.
I genuinely thought he was my friend.
Yeah. Oh, Bob from Swan's bringing me food. He doesn't bring anyone else food. Just me.
Like I used to love when Mom wasn't home and I would like hang out with him and I would talk to him and I was like 12 and he was 30. And now I'm like just thinking like, man, that would suck if I was the Swan guy waiting for, you know what I mean? Like I need to make a sale. So I'm waiting for this woman to come home and I have this shitty fat kid that's just showing me his action figure
his
collection.
his Pog collection. Brought out the binder of Pogs.
Yeah. This one's Goosebumps. I like Goosebumps.
Dude, I remember being like 13. Oh, who am I kidding? I would, if I got it at this age, I'd be like, oh my God, 10 people.
I'd
Grandma,
smash my phone
Grandma.
into the
I'm sorry to do this to you, but you were the 10th person I could think of, and I cannot let this girl with no eyes
Grandma,
and mouth.
do you know 10 people? Please tell me you know 10 people.
My grandma actually sends me chain messages all the time.
Like what? What about?
Yeah, I actually. Hold on.
We're getting a live reading?
Yeah, we're gonna get a live reading because for some reason, instead of like texting me, she sends
stealing
them
Julie's
on
notes on Hill
Facebook.
House.
You'll laugh because it's just me talking to myself. Okay, ready?
Oh, this is long. So
this
we're
is
gonna,
really long.
Here we go.
So I'm gonna just like I'm gonna stop
Ad-lib?
at a certain part and then like read the ending. So it says, "Thought of you, and I do believe in karma. Hope you." Hope you get something good out of it. XX.
XX, she British?
She kissed me.
2 kisses.
She kissed me goodbye in case I don't send it. This is for you. Read till the end. I sent an angel to watch over you last night.
Oh my God, I'm scared of that. That scares me. Let's just be honest. That scares me more than Hill House
And it
ever scared me.
came back. I'm crying. It came back and asked why. And the angel said, angels don't watch over angels.
What?
20 angels are in your world. 10 are sleeping. 9 of them are playing, and 1 of them is reading this message.
Okay.
So, it goes on and on about the angel. And then it says, tomorrow will be the best day of your life. Don't break this. Send it to 14 people in 10 minutes. It's not that hard. Whoever sent this to you must care about you. Just hold your finger on it and it should say forward.
How old's your grandma?
Yeah, she's in her 80s.
In her 80s and sending. Oh, bravo. My grandmom could not figure that out.
I know.
Flo
Now I'm
could
just
never
like
do
reading
that.
through them. One thing says this is
God, that's a lot of long text. I'm witnessing from across the room just big, long text boxes.
I know. It stresses me out.
You don't answer ever. There's literally nothing on the right side. It's all left side.
Because I'm
Wrong
just like,
accent.
I just think like, oh,
whatever,
she
Grandma.
didn't mean that for me.
She can't possibly be calling me
When
an
I
angel.
get them moving
No
forward, I'm
shot.
just gonna, I'm just like Matt, producer Matt has them too. When I get them moving forward, I'm just gonna send them to you.
Please do. I need this kind of
But
follow-up.
no, I agree that when I used to get that shit, I would get so scared.
Oh my
Like it would be
God.
like a girl was murdered by her father.
Bleeding
And
eyes
she
and
wants
no
her
nose.
she wants her revenge on you if you don't forward to 10 people.
I just want something to eat. Like
Yeah.
that's me at every party. Like I just want to eat.
Yeah,
And
she
I'm
was like,
always
it just has to
happy.
breeze for 3 hours. And she was like, 3 hours from like 3 hours ago or 3 hours from now. It's so true. It's like how it is on like Thanksgiving. You know
Yes.
how on Thanksgiving, at least like in my family, we were like like we would be starving by like 11 o'clock. And you'd be like, I'd be like, Matt, go like Google if Burger King's open. Like I'm so hungry and we're not eating till 5 o'clock. And you get like shunned. Like we would get shunned by our mom. Like you're not eating until the guests get here at 5. And then you're just like starving. Like the one year, it's tragic, but the one year I was so hungover because it was Thanksgiving Eve and I was 22 and it was cool to go out on Thanksgiving Eve. Definitely not cool anymore in my opinion, but I was so hungover. We didn't have any food. So I was sitting on the couch dipping cheese sticks into hot sauce.
That's amazing. Sounds you might be onto something.
It was not good. But I needed something. And like for some reason when I'm hungover, like spicy foods do it for me. So in my head, like I was
okay.
like, oh, this is genius. I'll be in great shape by 5 o'clock.
Man.
So yeah, it's actually the worst when that happens. But I don't know.
really is-
Sometimes you get to a party and they have like a bomb like pepperoni and cheese tray and you're just like, yeah, I can work with this. Even
Yeah,
if the main
no.
course isn't ready. Tear up the pepperoni and cheese tray.
Oh, see, I get even more anxious when there's just a pepperoni and cheese played out because I'm like really hungry and I'm worried I'm going to overdo it on the pepperoni and cheese. People are going to judge, so it's all just very stressful for me.
Yeah. Factor in some pretzel nuggets in your salad.
That's true. That's true.
Can you imagine having a boss like Michael? Have you ever had a boss like Michael? Because I know
think
they
I-
exist somewhere out there.
I think so. I did have a boss who was kind of, I think he might have had like a personality crisis disorder or of some sort. And he could be really erratic. Like one day he could be like the nicest, goofiest, funniest guy. And the next day he would be like literally like walking by desks and swiping everything off of it in anger. And not that Michael's like that, but just like the erraticness of it all, where you never knew what you were getting at any given moment. I feel like that's the part of Michael that makes me nervous.
Yeah. Like the prankster.
Right. Or like all of a sudden he's going to get like, I just feel like whenever things don't go right for him, he takes it out on the people around him.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. So when I worked at a restaurant, I had managers like that were like more of like the prankster kind. Like actually, the one time I was closing at work, and I guess I was like I was a hostess, and I was seating a table at the time, and they took my car keys and unlocked my car. And then when I was leaving at 10:30, I'm like a psycho where like I'm that person that like when I open the door and the lights come on, I check my back seat to make sure that no one's back there that's going to murder me. And then I get in
anybody
my
who
car.
doesn't do that.
Yeah, right. I think everyone should do that. So I noticed that my light didn't come on, but it was an older car. So I was like, oh, fuck, my battery died. So I like sat in my front seat to like put try to turn the keys in the ignition, and one of the guys that I worked with was hiding in my backseat, and he grabbed me. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like fucked up. Okay, I started like hysterically crying, screaming. Like I wish I had like pepper spray. When I got out of my car, like all of my one like main boss was like on the ground laughing. Like they thought it was like hilarious. So like that, and then it wasn't like a serious job. It was like a restaurant job, so it's a little different than Michael. But like they were always about like pranking each other, which was like fine when you weren't on the back end of it. But when you were the one getting pranked, it was awful.
That is like the most mean-spirited prank I think I've ever heard in my life. Like,
Yeah, I know. The Good Place is heaven, by the way.
Yes.
Because, you know, sometimes the good place could be food shopping at Giants. It could be going to the movie. So we just want to make sure everyone knows that the good place is heaven.
Yes. Heaven with a lot of frozen yogurt
I
is the
fucking
good
love
place.
frozen yogurt.
There we go.
Oh, yeah. That would be my good place.
So,
Sweet Frog is my...
I'm trying to think of my good place.
I don't really know if I would pick that as my good place, though. What do I love? Producer Matt, what do I love? Chick-fil-A.
They do address Chick-fil-A on the good place. All those unintended consequences. All those things you assume would be good behavior and turns out to be bad. Like a chicken sandwich that's so delicious, but if you eat it, it means you hate gay people.
Oh. I love Chick-fil-A.
It's a shame you can't have any today.
Yeah, it's fucked up. What the fuck? I mean, this is 2019. I get it, like 2013, sure. But no, you know, it's a new time. Chick-fil-A on Sundays. My good place.
Yes,
We
if
are
Chick-fil-A
off
existed within the good place, it would be open every single day.
Until like 2 a.m. Like, why is Wendy's open till 2 a.m., but Chick-fil-A isn't? Like, honestly.
Some beers and then waffle fries. Oh my God, that'd be so nice.
I actually love their milkshakes. Wow, I think Chick-fil-A is my happy place.
Because I can remember talking to you about Grey's like in middle school. Like we watched OG.
We were watching Grey's Anatomy when we were like 12.
We shouldn't have been.
No, we
no,
should not
fuck
have
no.
been.
But we
that's
were like
okay.
OG. Like we watched in the beginning live,
Yeah.
and then you stopped and then re-binged on Netflix, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
because
it's
How
crazy.
to Save a Life was like our song.
I know. We have a ton of
We
songs.
were surgeons.
We really do. All my life.
Oh, God.
We love you, Dom.
Yeah, I hope you're listening to this, Dom, and you see that I'm out here thriving, okay? With Kathleen on my podcast.
She's not married yet, Dom.
Yeah.
You can still cut in.
Producer Matt is so uncomfortable.
You got to cut
Anyways.
this clip and send it to Dom. Anastasia?
Oh my God, she's just dropping names left and right. I try to hide my identity on this show, and you just blessed
Oh, and you can name drop what
Ryan
you said.
Remigio.
What I used to put my profile, my
Kathleen was like 13, and in her
This isn't
profile,
true.
it's so true.
It's not true. Does this sound like me,
In her
listeners?
profile, it said like, "Let me cater to you," and like with like the less than sign and then the 3, and it had like uppercase, lowercase, and then it said like ILY. Right?
There is no shot that I put "cater to you" lyrics in my AIM profile. There is just no shot. Although
It's
that
true.
song rocks.
That's true. Okay, back to the episode. Now that everyone knows that embarrassing story about
Keep them
Kathleen.
coming.
That should be your wedding song.
I'm not embarrassed because it's made up.
No, it's not. I wouldn't. make
Jewel's
that up.
put it there. Jewel's is the one who hacked my AIM and put it there. If anything, there's like Grey's Anatomy quotes because I'm an OG fan.
Yeah, it was like it's a beautiful to save lives and hearts.
It's a beautiful day to save lives. 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. 2 a.m. and she calls me because I'm still awake.
Matt, where's your guitar? Bring that over here.
Yeah, they sing a bunch of good ones. And then they're like, I like the one that's like Alex. And he's like, something tells me your name is Lucy. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know, but you just sounded like Christina Aguilera. That was incredible.
That's what I was going for. That was incredible.
Crushed it.
Get this girl up.
Yeah, I just musical episodes just kill me. Like
I love it.
I mean,
Riverdale.
yeah, like very off topic,
Which
but
Riverdale musical episode are you talking about? If we
when
wanna
they're
have
it's about the farm.
oh God, Christ Almighty!
I know,
Riverdale is so bad,
It
like
tanked.
so
It
unbelievably
tanked.
bad.
but I'm still trying to like catch up.
If we want to have like a bashing Riverdale episode, I'll do it because I sneaky love it, but it's like my worst guilty pleasure of my entire life.
It's just gotten really bad. Season 1 was so good.
Producer Matt just told us that the Grey's Anatomy musical episode was ranked the second worst musical episode in history. Only next to is the Seventh Heaven musical episode,
Which I've never seen.
me
in my
neither, and
life.
I'm doing that as my next episode.
Seventh Heaven. When I see the happy
Wait.
faces.
Oh my
That's the
God.
theme song.
I have that is like I feel like I'm 10 years old listening to you sing that. Keep going.
I don't know the whole words. I'm getting stage fright. When I see the happy faces smiling
This
back
is class
at
of
me.
2011's headed for stardom,
We're headed for Burger King.
which is what a girl in our grade said. So
Someone
we're like
told me.
headed to Burger King.
Burger King.
Burger King.
So I
Isn't that
got-
the most savage thing to say to somebody?
God, it's so
We're like,
fucking rude.
we're like, should we name
Especially
drop her?
because, like, especially because, like, okay, something really big happened in that girl's life, and everyone was mean about it, and I
I don't even know what you're talking about.
just fucking said homecoming court. Wait.
Something big happened. In
She
that
got on
girl's life.
homecoming court.
Is that what we consider something big happening in somebody's life now?
When you're a senior, and okay,
I was like,
whatever.
if I'm on it, I'll die. Please don't. That's not why I wasn't on it, but I'm glad I
Kathleen's
wasn't.
like, don't vote for me.
Come over me.
No, but whatever. So I was nice, and then I got headed for stardom.
I want to
and,
know
like,
how you were nice. Tell me more about this, please.
I said congratulations.
You deserve a medal.
And can you tell us the story behind Joe and Buffy?
Wait,
Joe, isn't his name Joe?
Me?
No, isn't there a guy named Joe?
no.
No, who's the guy that I
Angel?
thought his name was Joe? I wrote it down Joe. The guy
I'm
that's
Joe.
like I think he's like
What's the story between you and Buffy? Like, what do you got going on there?
the guy that's a vampire. I think he's a vampire.
Angel.
Oh, I thought his name was Joe.
Wow,
Maybe
I love
you
that.
heard the end, like Joel.
to re-ask that question so I can edit this?
Me? I am Joe.
No,
I wish he had been named Joe, so the spinoff could have just been like Joe.
you can keep that
know?
in.
Oh yeah,
But-
because he got his own spinoff, right?
did, yeah.
How many seasons did that last?
5.
Sorry, guys, I'm trying to find it.
It's not Joe. He's not Joe.
I'm telling you, she says something about Joe.
Now you have to keep it in.
Now I'm like really fucking pissed off.
This is the only Joe we care about today.
No,
he's
it's-
sitting right next to
It's
us.
when she's trying to read his mind.
I think she calls him like Average Joe Vampire or something.
Man, took that too literal, didn't I?
No, you know what?
So I did hear Joe, right?
We need a clip of that. Can we pull a clip of that?
Hold on. Would you just hold the fuck on?
Well, you're not exactly Joe. Here's what I'm thinking.
Joe!
You're
she
not
says you're
exactly.
not. You're not say Joe.
I know.
She might as well say, your name's not Joe. This is just a saying. This is just turn a phrase.
Hey, welcome. Thank you for having me.
And this is a very exciting time for Brian.
It's his big
because
day.
It's the third time he's on, but the first time he got to pick about what we're talking about. Pick
Yes,
about what
this
we're
is
talking about.
this
Not
is
right.
this is big for me. I do want to start off by congratulating Kathleen. I sent in several auditions to be the co-host of this show, but it looks like the best man won out.
I am the best man.
so- Yeah,
I'm so
yeah,
sorry, Bri.
you won. I really thought my last audition tape was gonna hit, but it didn't, unfortunately. I do happen to have my last audition tape available.
Oh, please
yeah.
play it.
Okay, Matt, hit it. Hey, longtime listener, several time auditioner. I think I would be the perfect host for this podcast because I'm a great singer. Dear Silent Sergeant Grumpy, you gotta understand. A hilarious joke teller. Why are there so many drag queens but no drag princesses? And a great interviewer. Fascinating. You can have this and so much more. Put me on your podcast today.
I'm actually so pissed that Matt didn't.
Honestly, I have no idea where they would ever choose me.
Let's play Kathleen. Let's
100%.
play Kathleen's audition tape.
You cannot put me. I didn't even have to audition.
No.
That's-
Actually,
that's
just
true.
everyone was like, the best episode that you've had, like the funniest one is you and Kathleen. And I was like, that's because we just like feed off of each
Yeah.
other.
Wow, that was
It
a
works.
fucking awesome audition tape, though. I would love to hear the first two. We can pull those from the archives at some point. Then.
Okay, yeah, I can play them later on. I'll play it at the end.
We actually were talking about how we have to redo our intro, so maybe we can just make that our intro instead. I think that works. So before we go ahead and get into the episode that we're talking about, and the whole nine here, Matt had brought up in the past for people that listen that if we ever get a review, that person will be special enough for us to read their review. So I'm going to do that on this episode because we finally got one written review. So it was from January 1st, 2020. And the subject line is, show's great, but let Brian pick S ... I'm assuming it's supposed to be something. Not sure. It looks like this is a Brian fan, so I figured it was fitting to read it on this episode. The review gave us 5 stars, and the guy's name is Chief Kabosh. I'm assuming he wants to remain anonymous. And
There's a lot of ranks to get to Chief, so don't take this lightly.
So thank you for the 5-star review. And he wrote, I long-time listener, first-time reviewer. Matt, would you get it together? This show is so entertaining and charming. Julie cracks me up, and she has great guests every week. I'm a fan of producer Matt, but Brian is a killer every time he's on. He is both kooky and hilarious. I just wish he could pick something to watch. Both times he was on, producer Matt picked for him. Let Brian pick once, would you?
A lot of the same verbiage as the audition tape, I'd just like to say.
Yeah, weird.
So I don't think Brian wrote that, but Brian, you have a fan that you might want to,
I think that might be your soulmate.
Yeah, I don't know if you've gotten my invitations to my wedding or my save the dates, but my name is Mr. I've never made it to Chief, so I don't know why you even think that's me. I'm not even a doctor. But whoever that is, I appreciate it. It's good to know someone cares.
Yeah, and just an FYI, that was obviously before Kathleen was a co-host, so that's why she's not mentioned in there, but I'm sure the Chief thought that Kathleen's amazing as well.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
Dude, yeah, like me and Kathleen have talked about this before. Like when we were kids, and I don't know if your friends were like this, like we used to watch each other kiss. Like it would be like, yeah, like it would be like,
are you gonna do it in front of everybody or no?
Yeah, and then like if they weren't around and you said you did it, like they were like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Like no, that was too fast. Like you didn't do anything. It was weird. Yep. Like I remember, shout out to Dom out of stage, always giving him shout outs.
Hell yeah,
my one true love.
Cue all my life.
Dude, we kissed in the movie theater. Me and Dom will actually randomly just text me and say she's the man because that was the movie that it was. If we always like just joke about that because we're actually really good friends. So I think I'd just make him uncomfortable with this podcast. There's no way he listens. But yeah, like all of our friends were sitting behind us at the movie theater, like watching us, and I'm like, that's so weird.
It's
Why
very
do you think that was okay?
Transactional. It's like you are literally just touching mouths, and you're now unsquare is what we used to call it, which is cringing me out thinking about it. Oh my god! Talk about PTSD. It's like it was literally like, it doesn't. You're not kissing this person because you want to kiss this person. You're kissing this person because
you want to get unsquared.
Yes,
and now you're in a 2-week relationship and you don't talk.
Yeah, exactly.
I was afraid of every boyfriend I ever had until like 9th grade.
Is that how your middle school was?
What?
Like just cringy, like with kissing and weird stuff?
For sure.
Did you call it unsquared?
No,
People
I've
call
never
it
heard
prude.
that.
Yeah, depruded. That's what I used to hear.
Oh God.
Jade has her hand over her
rapey.
heart.
Like,
yeah, it does.
Depruded.
That's what every other school called it.
We called it
something
unsquared.
different for some reason.
What did you call it? Nothing?
Like if you made out with someone for the first time, what changed?
You were a slut. Oh, that was like the worst word to be called.
Oh my
like,
God. Yeah.
Jade's a slut.
Oh,
please,
Jade
but the guy's a star.
That was the worst. That was the worst one.
Definitely.
Can't wait to be a Kelly.
Oh, watch
Wait,
what
what's
you
your
wish
last
for.
name?
Watch what you wish for. That's what
worse.
your freaking hashtag should have been, like Slutzer becomes a Kelly or something. Slutzer gets depruded.
Oh my god!
Finally,
thank God.
It is weird that we called it that though. So we just took you back to a little memory lane.
Yeah, this is Name Drop City. We're so sorry.
Once our podcast gets,
I'm tagging
taken
all
down,
of these people.
We're gonna definitely get that more 1-star reviews just from the people that we name dropped.
We're gonna get sued for defamation. Devin's gonna sue us.
Kathleen's our one saving grace because everybody likes her. So.
No.
She's friends with everybody. Yeah.
I was probably so annoying when I first watched the show. I probably told every single person that would listen to me to watch the show.
Yeah,
It's really
nobody
funny,
listens
though.
to me. Because I think it's because I watch so much TV that they're like, so when I'm like the girl who cried wolf because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I watched this, you should watch it. But now I know not to give recommendations unless it's like tailored to that human being.
Yeah.
and like I can't give
Because you don't want to hear their negative feedback either, like that they didn't like the show. It's like, okay,
one
well,
time I suggested Supergirl to my friend, and now she won't take any other suggestions I ever give. She's like, Mika, she's like, Supergirl wasn't good, and I'm like, I should have never said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Bitch, Mika, you bitch.
Yeah. There's another name drop for you. Matt, can you cut this out? And also, Kathleen's a bitch. She's like, just shut up and wrap it
listen,
up.
I have one more thing I want to add.
Hell yeah, let's
That's
hear
why
it.
I always ask.
Because Maya, I mean, there's a reason why Maya has been acting like this the whole time. It's because she got her period.
I forgot already that that's the end. She's PMSing.
Yeah, she's just PMSing. It's
Yeah.
just,
Did I miss that?
Oh, it's the very last thing. She literally just shoves a wad of toilet paper up there
Yeah.
and just goes on with her life. And I'm like, same.
and then just goes and cries to her
Same.
mom.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
God.
but like doesn't say it. When I was getting really deep. I was gonna say when I got my period, I hid it for like a million years. My mom bought me like 10,000 boxes of pads that lasted. Like I never had to tell her that I got my period.
And that was our new segment of when I got my period.
Yeah.
I was a late bloomer, so I was like, I didn't get it till sophomore year. So I was like, oh okay.
No, I
I'm
actually
like a full blown adult.
I got
now.
mine in 7th grade. And
That's
I
early.
put toilet paper in my underwear.
Oh, I told my mom.
And then I told my mom. No, and then I told my mom, and she was like, "You can't do that. You have to properly
something about it."
And she let me skip my basketball game, so that was cool.
I know. That's what I was like. I would have thought of all people, Maya would have been like, oh, poor me. Like, I got
Yeah.
my period. Like, that's what I did.
Dude.
I'm like, what can I get out of? Do I have to go to
They're
school today?
young
Or?
to have getting your period that young. People get it in like 5th grade. That's
Yeah,
devastating.
it
You're a
is.
baby.
And we watched the video in 5th grade. They prepared us.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
the horrid video. It was like May 3rd. We're watching the video.
I know.
The
We're all
video.
fucking petrified.
And it's like a cartoon vagina.
And all the guys are like laughing, and you're just like so uncomfortable as a young girl.
I remember like sitting in the cafeteria with like one of those rolly TVs, and we were all sitting there.
Wait, yes, at Parkside, because
Parkside.
we got relocated.
Yeah, shout out to Pennell.
Shout out to Beth.
Another name drop. Anyways,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, yeah, periods are cool.
Periods. Yeah, we got ours.
We just lost all of our male listeners.
all 3 of us get our periods, just in case anyone was
Yeah.
wondering.
How about you guys? Let us know. Slide through our DMs.
When did you
Do
guys
you
get
have
your
your
period?
period?
Comment below. When did you get your period?
And what did you do?
Yeah.
I want to know.
Toilet paper
well,
pads.
yeah, toilet paper pads, right? Other people
pads.
did that, right?
I still do. I don't use pads, but sometimes you gotta just.
Wait, what?
Sometimes you like in a pinch. In a pinch, yes.
Oh,
you have
yeah,
to,
in a
like,
pinch,
Like
you
you don't
have
have a
to.
tampon. Like you pee and you're like fuck, so you gotta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then why? We are breaking up.
Yeah.
Me and Hugh. We are not on the same page
I don't
today.
know what I thought you were saying. Like I thought you were like, yeah, you know, sometimes like when you don't want to use a pad, you just like stuff some toilet paper.
Nobody
in there.
ever wants to use a pad.
No.
I use pads until
Oh my god.
my Nutcracker.
Until her-
Well, I got it during Nutcracker, and I had a tutu on, so I couldn't. So Julia, who was going to be a guest soon, talked me through it, putting a tampon in for the first time. It's
Oh my
friendship.
god. I mean, I really don't mean to go off on this, but like the first time I put a tampon in, I had my legs like up in the air like frog, and I had the directions in front of me, and because we were going floating down like we were swimming or something. There was like
We were
no
floating. We were
floating.
floating.
We all float down here, and that's it was tragic. And now I'm like, whoop, done.
Yeah,
You're good at it now.
You're a pro.
Let's record a podcast.
We are 26 years old and we know how to put tampons in. If anyone needs help, comment below. We will help you.
And
We'll do a
that's-
tutorial video.
Yeah, they get on Matt, and it starts off like really, really well. And it wasn't even one of the main people they interviewed, right? It was just
Yeah, it was just like a kind of like
He was the one who would say like the Ring of Fire and the one, but he would do like pep talk speeches all the time. Like because I remember thinking he was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I know who he is. He's
But he wasn't.
But he
like
wasn't one of the
someone
main
that was,
five.
no,
No.
no.
from the looks of it, smashes his head against that mat and then like twists his ankle
Yeah.
on the landing. And it was like, and they just made them
Gut-wrenching.
stop. They were like,
Yeah.
all right, stop. It was like, oh God.
No, I like gasped.
Yeah.
Like out loud when that happened.
Yeah.
Like I was like, no, because you think like any other typical like documentary or even like movie, like they
Happy
hit and they
ending.
win and it's
Yeah.
amazing. So like I was not expecting that to happen at all.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, well, what happens? Like,
Yeah.
do they lose? Like, are they?
That's-
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, oh my God, they're disqualified.
Because usually, like, again, comparing it to township cheerleading, but if you were up in the air and you fell and your feet hit the ground, like that was like minus 10 points. Like
Yeah.
there's like crazy rules of like you start at a certain number and they can subtract points or whatever. So that's what I was thinking. Like, damn, they're probably at like fucking negative.
Well, I mean, so they have to stop it because if you're missing one person, it could fuck up the whole pyramid.
Yep.
People don't know that someone went off, and if that one person who's like a main solid block of the pyramid isn't there anymore, someone can get like seriously hurt. But even so, like I think of that as a fuck up. Like that
Yeah.
should be points off. I don't care if he got hurt or not, but I'm wondering like if he fell and he didn't get hurt and just kept going, like
they probably
that
would've lost.
they probably would have lost. So my
that's your
conspiracy
theory.
theory is that they tell them behind the scenes, like if you fall, fucking fake it like you're dying on the mat, and then
Yeah.
we'll have to replace you. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
actually a good point.
I
That
know,
could've been.
and I wouldn't put it past them to be like, if you fuck up and you fall, act like you broke your ankle.
Yeah.
But they do say like,
he was carried. But
yeah, and they pull his thing off. I'm like, his sock off. I'm like, that doesn't look that bad. What do I
Dr.
know?
Kathleen.
Literally, what the fuck? It's like me 10 feet away from my TV screen. I'm like squinting. I'm like, that doesn't look that bad. Like,
and then she writes her conspiracy theory.
and I watched
down.
it again, and it's on my tiny phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a perfectly good ankle.
I like the opening. She's like, I'm not much for public speaking. I'm also not much for speaking. And really, I'm not much for the public.
Public speaking sucks.
It does.
It sucks
I
so
I
bad.
know. I'm hoping that doing this, even though we're not in the public, just like helps me be a little more articulate in my life. Because I get up at work and I'm like, what the fuck am I saying right now? Like I lose my train of thought so quick. I really have to like slow down and think through what I'm saying. Especially at work when you're talking about something you don't give a fuck about,
Yeah.
and you're just like giving numbers, and you're like, oh god,
Yeah.
so boring. Easier to tell a story, but
I can
public
hype
speaking
myself
blows.
up for a phone call at work and be like, you got this. You talk all the time on podcasts. You're going to
Yeah.
nail this. And then like the person answers like, yeah, hi, this
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's just-
You're like, oh, I'm shaking.
Yeah, I know.
Says the girl who did a rap for her sister's maid of honor speech.
I know, but I was also wasted.
But I think that's also like not. It was amazing, but it's also easier to maybe do something that's like that, like where you can like put some energy in it versus like when you're like, so my sister, she
Yeah.
like it's tougher to give a speech. It's like I feel
Yeah.
like you can put some Julie pizzazz on it.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Even
And I
like,
fucked up a lot in that I didn't post because
I blame the DJ. He didn't have the
he didn't
music
have
loud
the
enough in the
music
monitors.
loud enough. I couldn't fucking hear.
Yeah, you're like, oh, there's no music in my headphones.
Yeah, exactly. Where's my snare?
Yeah, where's my snare?
But yeah, I'm getting better at it because I have to do it more for work.
Yeah.
But like, it still sucks. And like, it's because I'm comfortable with the people I work with. But like, if they made me like, hey, you're gonna do a speech in front of 20 strangers, or like, yeah, and I know 20 doesn't sound that much, but to me, it's a lot. I'd die. I remember one time I had to talk in front of like a bunch of managers, and like the CEO of my company was like front and center about like what my department does, and I was like.
You just forget everything.
Well, in my head, like I was watching everyone else do it and they seemed like fine. So I'm like, oh, I got this. Like it's good. Everything's cool. Like this is great. And then I got up there and I was like, fuck.
my chest is tightening talking about
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I think it's one of those things where like I consider myself decent at public speaking, but like it doesn't change the fact that whenever I have to do it, I'm like the biggest ball of anxiety,
Yeah.
literally up until the moment I'm talking into a microphone.
Yeah,
Yep.
but it just, oh god, it's the fucking worst. My body just starts betraying me. Like I'm shaking in my, like I've learned some like breathing techniques before I do anything. I have to like, because my heart is just like like
Oh,
I'm
they-
like, can you hear it?
She
I love
does.
Sophie Turner. I'm like,
I love her too.
Oh,
I
God.
want to
Sophie
be her
Turner
friend.
and Joe Jonas.
Oh,
are
my
a
God.
treat till you get us
yeah,
started.
please don't.
I'm a Joe Jonas girl, and you're a Nick Jonas girl, though. So tell me you're a Kevin, and we can all live happily ever after,
Fuck
bro.
you. I am not a Kevin girl. Ew. I'm a Nick girl. I like Nick
Okay.
Jonas.
Well, you guys can fight over that, and I'll have Joe. It's not a good thing to like the same guy.
No,
we
it
have to
is.
all.
It's fine.
What's the younger brother's name?
Frankie.
Oh my god, I forgot about
You
him.
could be a Frankie girl.
I don't know why I know everything about the Jonas Brothers.
Well,
This is a
did.
good topic switch. I really love the Jonas
Yeah.
Brothers, so this is good.
Yeah, we can keep going. When it switches to the Happiness Begins, like Amazon Prime documentary.
Oh, we should talk about that one.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't watched that.
Oh my God.
It's good, and honestly, you might be a Joe girl after because Nick is a fucking douche in it.
Oh, is he really?
fuck
He looks like he
off.
could be
They
a little
blame him
douchey.
for the breakup, basically.
Well, duh, and he admits it. He goes solo.
Yeah, and they left Kevin out of a fucking show. So I'm gonna go on a little rant here.
Well,
here's I'm gonna spoil this. For
Are you like defending Kevin?
Game of
Do you think
Jonas.
he's
This
been
episode
represented?
turns to
Game of Jonas.
Game of
Okay,
Jonas.
so little thing, they break up, which was Nick's fault. So they had all these radio shows lined up, and they weren't gonna do them. But the radio's shows are like high ups. People were literally like, if you don't do these shows, we will never play a Jonas Brothers songs again. Like solo Jonas Brothers, whatever. So they played them, and they didn't invite Kevin. Like Joe and Nick spitefully like didn't want to do them in the first place.
Why?
So
What
they-
did Kevin do?
Nothing, but they were like, let's just us two go. We'll get some like fucking hobo Joe like bass player and just fucking
because
go.
they were basically saying like they sing, Kevin doesn't.
So they don't need him. You just get any guitarist, and I was like, I'm ill about this.
You
Kevin
actually
was like, it's the
learned-
worst thing that ever happened to me.
You actually like love Kevin after that.
Yeah.
movie. Just
Do you
because like
really?
I
Kevin
watched Married
Kevin
to
gets like
Jonas.
shit on
That's like
his whole life.
I don't know, because I've never given a shit about Kevin, so it would take a lot for me to.
Here's the
care
thing:
about him.
Kevin was the oldest, so he got
Kevin,
bullied.
if you're listening to this, I'm so
He
sorry.
literally-
Sorry, Kevin.
He literally got bullied because he was older when, like, Nick was like young when they got famous, so he didn't have a chance to like live
well,
that
no,
like.
Nick's not even the baby. I guess he's the baby of the group, and they're
Sure.
that can always.
But
pose
Kevin
an
was
issue.
like getting bullied his whole life, and then he ended up being Kevin Jonas of the Jonas Brothers. Like he just was like full bullied his whole life. I stand Kevin Jonas. I'm switching to a Kevin girl. I'll
I
take
think
him.
Kevin is still bullied, obviously.
Oh,
'cause
well,
we're
that's
doing
what
it
I'm
right
saying.
now.
He became Kevin Jonas, not Nick or Joe. He was Kevin, so he was bullied his whole life, and then he became the worst Jonas brother as well. But not to me, Kevin. I love you.
This is brutal.
That's really
Anyway.
sweet.
Thank you.
Really sweet.
Anyway,
Kevin's definitely listening to this, so
Yeah, he is.
he
Sorry,
does.
Kev.
He listens.
Nick, don't even listen to her. You're great.
Yeah, he is such a huge piece of garbage. God.
Yeah, it's awful. And they talk about it like it's fine. Like they're not doing anything wrong. Everything's fine. Everything's good.
Since
It's
we're
fine.
talking about like shitty men who treat women terribly, should we jump into Jeff Lowe?
Yes. Yes.
I think it's a pretty seamless segue.
Oh, and we're talking about somebody getting away with stuff. Jeff Lowe is a monster too.
Oh my god.
The only time I liked Jeff Lowe is the scene where he's like ripping Joe Exotic a new one for like spending their money that they have and like basically setting him up to get arrested. And like Joe's, it's just like the altercation is hilarious. He's like losing his shit and you can tell Joe's like scared to death, but like trying to backtrack and make it seem like he didn't do anything wrong. And then he just sounds like a complete idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, nobody sticks up to Joe, so that was honestly kind of refreshing to see someone just screaming at Joe, because Joe's just yelling at people the entire series. Is wild.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was the only time I liked Jeff Lowe. I was like, all right, we're cool.
They do a great job of being like, oh, thank God, somebody knew. Okay, well, this guy dresses like a complete douche rocket, but hopefully he'll be cool. And nope, he's awful too. God damn it.
Yeah.
So he's a convicted felon originally. He's out
Mhm.
drug charges originally, I think, right?
Yeah.
He's the kind of guy who wears flat-brimmed Oakley caps with a bandana underneath
And
it.
underneath. Yeah.
So just imagine that, like a gas station bathroom, wish to be a real boy
Yep, that's
when he was
that's pretty
talking-
accurate.
with a pencil-thin goatee, with the most disgusting goatee.
So he like, well, at first, so again, maybe I'm just an idiot and like didn't pick up on like that all of these people were gonna be bad, but I'm like, when he gets introduced, I'm like, oh,
a good person's gonna come and make this better, and then you just find out that he too is a piece of shit. I'm just like, why can't I get one good who can just come and save the day and not be garbage?
No.
How about the bus he made?
Oh my God, the bus filled with girls and tiny tigers.
What a business model, truly.
I mean, see, that's why no good business person thinks as that's like a viable business solution to like make good money with being ethical. That's why everybody who does this has to be complete garbage or an idiot.
They're all the same personality type.
Yes.
All of them. Like this confidence that comes out of nowhere. Shouldn't have that confidence at all. They're so cocky.
It's unearned confidence, yeah.
How about at the end where they say that his wife is pregnant and he's like, I get to pick the nanny. And gotta make sure she's nice to look at. And like his wife's just like sitting there smiling. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? This guy sucks so bad. And it just makes you question these, like his wife too. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
They're all trapped.
That's the thing too of like, one, okay, you're going to think that and you're going to do it. That's one awful thing. But to say it on a television show where you're being recorded like it's cool kind of shows what kind of person he is. Like he thinks that's a totally cool, awesome thing to say. Oh, I want to get a hot nanny so I could have something to look at.
Yeah, like, oh God, how about you look at your baby that was just born, you sick fuck?
God. Oh, you know, he's going to be around a lot for that baby.
We are so very excited about today's guest. He is someone me and Julie have known our entire lives. He was voted best smile in high school. He and Julie go to the same church.
So many connections.
My heart and my soul. And recording all the way from Hell's Kitchen, New York, we have the real Gooby himself, Kevin Ciota. How's it going, Kev, man?
Hi, everyone. This is Kevin.
I just poured my heart and soul into that intro, and you just...
Well, I don't really know what to say. I mean, yes, the strongest connection that Julie and I have is we go to the same church. I've known her since birth. I don't even see her at church when I go on Easter because she skips when her mom sings. And everyone knows that's my favorite part of church, and the only reason that I go is to put up with it.
Is this why you came on, just to bitch about me not going to church? Because let's just wrap this up.
No.
Can we bring Donna on to do a song to make Kevin happy?
I just went upstairs to get a drink, and she was like, I was thinking, I kind of want to make a TikTok today.
I will literally make a TikTok just to follow Donna.
She has one, so it's fine. But she's ready to she's done with stalking people. She wants to thrive herself, and she wants to start making them. So
I love that.
Yeah, she's a content creator.
I love that.
She doesn't want to sit back and watch anymore.
She saw me break 1,000 watches, and she was like, I'm going to take this bitch down.
Wait, which of your TikToks broke 1,000?
The one that I did with Kenny's niece, the Kardashian voiceover.
So you didn't just keep your phone on a loop and play it 1,000 times?
If I did, I wouldn't tell you.
I don't think it's measured like that. Also, I can't do TikTok. I'm not ready to do that. It's like every gay man in the city has done 4 things, and it's shave their head, get a mustache, make an OnlyFans, or make a TikTok, and I've done 2 out of those 4.
Batting 500.
Just not ready for TikTok.
That's okay.
Yeah, creating fresh content on TikTok is either you do a dance, a new dance, which I don't mind. I like the dancey ones, but I don't think and this is a direct jab at Julie, that the real famous TikToks are the ones where people are just doing voiceovers and lip singing to voiceovers, and I'm like, the original content creator of that is getting gypped, you know?
I don't think the Kardashians are that concerned about the voiceover that I did for them.
I don't know.
I don't know, because then you look at somebody like Doja Cat, and she has that girl who made a famous TikTok dance to Doja Cat. She put her in her music video. So it's cyclical. It's a very nice, you patted my back, I'll pat yours.
Ooh, I like that song. How's that song go?
It's the one.
So?
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, it's that one.
Oh, yes.
Which I love, and I love Doja Cat. She's a little problematic. Look it up, but
I should have put that in your intro too. He loves Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa, famously named Dua Lipa, not Dua Lipa.
I didn't say that, and also,
You
I
did.
used
We'll
to, I
record
used to
it.
think her name was Dua.
It very well may be. I've never heard her say her own name.
Well, no, I was proved wrong because I said that in front of Julia, and she was like, "No."
What does she know? I was the one who told her to listen to the Dua Lipa's new album because it's so
We
disco.
looked up an interview, which is what I did with the producer of today's episode, Anthony Weiner, I think is his name, and I was like, "If it's not Weiner, I have to know."
Who? Wait, no, it's Matthew Weiner.
Matthew Weiner, yeah. But if you just like Weiner, Tony Weiner, his
Weiner.
brother.
There's a TikTok I want us to do together, though.
Okay, well, I thought that was like a flawless jump into the episode, but sure.
No, let's go back to this.
Was it? I don't know what's happening.
So today we are doing Mad Men, Season 1, Episode 1, Smoke Gets in Your Eyes.
We are, and it's my favorite show of all time.
Yeah, which is like a bold statement. Like this is exciting because me and Kevin are like constantly reviewing everything. It's like our whole friendship, like TV, movie, music, like
Yeah, it's
dumb
judging
things
other
our
people.
friends do. Yeah, exactly. He's the smarter and more articulate half of our Twitter Goob Rat reviews.
This Is Me is like one of the greatest songs of all time. When Demi and Joe
Always
singing at the
been
end.
the kind of girl that hid my face, so afraid to tell the world what I got to say. But I had this dream right inside of me. I'm gonna let it go. It's time to let you know.
To let you know. Here we go.
This is real. This is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be now. I'm gonna let the light shine on me.
Now
Wow. I
who
feel
I am.
great.
Yeah, that's great.
Wow, that really gave me so much happiness that I didn't have in a while.
Do you like Camp Rock too? I don't remember it by any means.
I don't really remember it.
But I went to a Jonas Brothers Demi Lovato concert for $10 when I was 17 and at Camden, and the songs from the second one are really good too. It's like like fire and rain, like
Oh,
fire
I
and
think I
rain,
did
you
watch
can
it,
drive
yeah.
me insane.
Oh my god,
It's really
even
good.
just the Camp Rock song. Cause
Yeah.
we rock.
I know.
We rock.
It's
we
so good.
rock on. Yeah.
So then High School Musical, obviously, we had an entire obsession.
Is it
podcast.
worth diving into 2 and 3, or do I really only
No,
need
wait,
one?
wait. I love the second one. Truly. When they're
I
all.
don't remember it at all.
Yes, you do. Because we watched it at your house.
Okay, I mean, I believe
Remember
it.
Miley Cyrus is in it at the end? She's dancing in the yellow tank top.
What? Wait, what's the premise of the second
Remember
one?
they go, it's summer and Troy gets a job.
At the golf course?
Yeah.
When he's doing that insane...
Bet on it.
Yeah.
Bet on it. Dude, are you kidding? That one is good.
I mean, I believe it.
That's
I
where-
just don't remember it.
You watch the second one.
Okay.
Just watch the second one. I am a big fan of the second one.
Okay, and then my third one is Cheetah Girls. Because it's like...
Because
amazing.
we are sisters.
Sisters.
We stand together.
We make each other stronger.
Believe it, mister. Kathleen is like the worst person to text. She answers when she feels like it, which is like really fucking annoying. Like,
Matt knows that too.
Dude,
You
she'll
both know it.
answer. I'll go like 3 days thinking like, did I say something wrong? And then all of a sudden I'll just get like
All
40
the
responses. I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah, she's actually the fucking worst.
It's funny because you think like in quarantine all you do is stare at your phone, but I like especially recently I'm just like I'm gonna put my phone in another room.
Yeah.
Like I need it away from my face.
Yeah.
But it happens like mid conversation, which is the part that's really strange.
Yeah, you
is
just like disappear.
yeah,
It's
like you'll follow up, and then there'll be like a nice back and forth, and then I'll be like, "Oh, so like, what's the plan for your podcast on Monday?" And then it's like 3 days later, you're like, "Well, we're gonna record."
Yeah, she's like actually the worst. I was like I texted her maybe 10 times about Jane the Virgin, and like she'd answer one. You're stuttering. I actually texted you so many. Yeah, I don't even think you finished responding to me. But the
So
one
what do you
thing that
think-
I said
Oh,
was
yeah,
that
yeah.
I was pissed that I had plans this weekend because I just wanted to sit at home and binge.
Okay, here's the thing.
What?
Julie says she's basically asking for a spoiler in this text. So of course I'm not going
Oh.
to answer it. And then this is actually really funny for any Jane the Virgin heads listening. She texted me and said, I feel like Petra's mom's gonna look like, wait, no. I feel like Petra's mom's I can't read. I feel like Petra's mom looks like what Miranda Lambert is going to look like when she's 80, which is so spot on. Just missing. Oh, no, wait. Never mind. Sorry. I was going to spoil you. But just wait. That even just becomes more and more true.
Oh, my God.
We're going to have to cut this all out.
No. Leave her trying to read that.
I don't want to change your opinion. Like, I don't want me to be Team Michael or Raph, and then you'd be like, oh, maybe
I should be Team Michael or
be your own
Raph.
person.
Yeah.
Like...
That makes sense because I remember when I was watching Game of Thrones and I would like text shit to
Horrible episode. This is the worst one we've ever done.
I would text Brooke and I'd be like, "Oh my god, like Sansa sucks so bad." And she'd be like, "Don't worry, she gets a redemption story." And it's like, in retrospect, I kind of wish that I didn't know that like if I continued watching, I would grow to love her because then I was just like looking for it. I was like, okay, where's it gonna happen?
Yeah. Oh God, I hated fucking Sansa in the beginning. Like,
I know. I mean, you couldn't like her.
I'm reading the first book right now, and I hate her all over again because she's like, "Oh, Joffrey, he's so handsome."
Oh my God,
so handsome.
That British accent.
I know, perfect, right?
All right, edit all that out. Not me announcing that I've started.
We're starting over. What's up, everybody? This is another episode of my favorite episode of We're Doing Dead to Me.
We're doing Dead to Me.
Series 2. British. We're British. It's a Cockney accent.
Oh.
Hello!
I think I will, good lady.
Pip, pip.
Oh my God. This
Tally ho!
We should just end this.
No, it's fine. So does anyone have favorite moments or episodes from this second season?
Oh my God, it's all blur.
So, well, let's just actually finish the recap, I guess. Like we didn't even
so bad. We're not
going to
be able to
anything. Like what is happening?
This is how unnatural it is for us to finish a recap, is that trying to do so is like holding up the show.
I know.
No.
I will say, this is another random thought I had. I would love to date a chef. Would love it. I would love to date a chef. Any chefs out there?
Who's a chef?
Hit me up. Michelle.
Oh.
Like when they go and she just like cooks all this amazing stuff for her, and I'm just like, yeah.
Please reach out to the direct messages of my favorite ep of on
you're a hot
Instagram
chef.
if you are a chef.
Hot chef.
Oh. Someone
Oh, now you're adding extra requirements.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Seeing someone's true colors.
Yeah. Very superficial. I just want to be fed.
But fed by someone who's hot.
Who's hot? Person I forgot that they introduced in the finale was Sam. I want to pronounce his name, Yeager, whatever. He's from Parenthood. He is the guy running for president from Texas.
Yes.
Love him. He's so handsome. He is in Parenthood. He's this sweet, sweet, perfect angel. So seeing him kind of be like a dog
Who
and
is
like
he in Parenthood?
he's Julia's husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably why, because I only watched season like one.
He's
maybe
like the
two
perfect
in
sweet
Parenthood, and I
husband,
thought
yeah.
he looked familiar, but I couldn't figure out why.
I
and
loved his character in this. He's
Yeah.
funny. The scenes of him whispering into his comatose wife's ear, like trying to like egg her on to die, is hysterical.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
I was
funny.
actually riding for him and Gwyneth Paltrow to work out.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I was
know.
like, I think I love this couple.
Yeah,
let's
me
keep it
too.
going.
And I like how quickly, like as soon as he did that press release or like the press conference with the wife comes out, like Gwyneth Paltrow is so quick to just drop him. Like
Did
there's
you-
not even a hint.
Did you guys notice who the wife was?
No, I was about to ask you.
I
this.
know who she is.
From Miss Congeniality.
Yes. What's your perfect date?
Yeah. I noticed it like immediately.
I recognize her, but I don't.
I think it's because I've seen that movie so many times.
Sure,
That
yeah.
like I was just like, that's her. Like the second she talked, I was like, that is her.
Me and my dad send that meme to each other every April 25th.
Yeah.
Every single. All you need
All
is a
you
light
need
jacket.
is a light jacket.
Yeah.
She wins at the end, and then Sandra Bullock tries to rip the crown off, and they think it's because she's mad that she lost, but it's because it's a
the
bomb.
Why are you explaining? Oh, this is actually a miscongeniality podcast.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Miscongeniality. I like when one of Alice's rules for the throuple is that she said, I want us to all watch Gilmore Girls together. Like, what? She's like, I need us to all rewatch Gilmore Girls together. And Astrid's like, I've never seen it, so I'm in. Nobody cares. Not even a laugh.
She's
Rules.
for listeners. She's turned her back to us because she's so upset we didn't laugh at her quoting a quote from this episode.
But I don't care because I'm eating all the cake.
Yeah, Julie is almost done all the cake now.
I saved
I'm
this little
obsessed.
slither.
I'm leaving my favorite episode. This is my final episode.
No, that's okay.
Fucking bitch.
I'm just kidding. I would die without you.
I'm gonna redo
Sure,
that.
fat sure.
She
Yeah,
has
me
two
too.
rules. One is that she wants them to watch Gilmore Girls together. And the second is that she wants they had to all chip in for higher thread count cheese.
Oh my
And I
God,
thought that was
so
funny. But
Yeah,
I
my
guess I should
favorite
just
part-
walk my ass out this room
Well,
My
and
favorite
never
part
come back.
is when Astrid says, "I never watched that before, but I'm in." I love that.
Yeah.
That was great. Did you like that?
Mamma Mia is the greatest movie. I would watch Amanda Seyfried star in any movie.
Mamma Mia 2 is my fave.
Mamma
Loved
Mia
it,
2 is
loved
so
it.
good.
Dude, oh my God.
When I Kiss the Teacher. Do you listen to the soundtrack? I listen to it constantly.
Yes. First of all, I fucking love the scene where she and the one boy break up, and she's like singing in the bar by herself, and like she's like,
I was cheated by you, and I think you know it. Well, famously, that is like the greatest trailer of all time.
I made up my mind.
Not because of the Cher appearance, because I was going to Italy that year, and although it's set in Greece, that trailer, I used to just watch the trailer for fun, like over and over, and I would be at work and I would just keep hitting play to replay the trailer because it's like, come on girls, just one look and I can hear the bell ring.
Yeah, dude,
Anyway.
that actress is amazing.
Let's talk about the iconic songs of Laguna Beach.
Okay, we can do that.
Come Clean by Hilary Duff.
Let's go back.
Julie's gonna sing each one.
Back to the beginning.
100 Years by Five for Fighting. There's no time.
You know what I almost sang? Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000.
Oh no, that is Twilight.
I know. I don't know. You said 100 years, and I was just
Okay, The Remedy, Jason Mraz.
And a remedy, and da 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 the remedy.
Are you guys having nostalgia or what? Is she not bringing you back to the exact scene? Whoa.
I don't know the words.
Is Jason Mraz in the room?
I don't know the words. I'm doing the best I can. We didn't plan this.
I don't worry my life away. Yeah. Okay, Bounce in California.
We got more bounce in California than all your combined. We got more bounce in California. We like to party all the time.
I did a dance to that in 7th grade, so if anybody wants the choreography, I could post that.
And it's true, she did it for me in my basement.
I
Well,
did.
kind of. Then it turned off, and I was so upset. I was
I
like,
did it a
keep
cappella.
going.
Goodbye to you.
Goodbye to you. Goodbye to everything that I knew.
Which is when they're in the limo after prom and they're taking selfies.
That episode is really just, it kills me.
Flo's date is puking out the limo. Julie texted me and said, I'm Petra and she's Jane. So I need an explanation on that.
I don't remember why I said that.
You were like, I'm Jade and you're Petra, just so you know. And I was like, save it for the dance.
Oh my God. First of all, great quote.
Save it for the dance.
Save it for the dance. I want to say that, like, I'm sure Petra was like being mean to Jane.
Okay, I have really softened in my old age. I think Julie, she remembers me as a 7th grader, I'm pretty sure.
It's true.
When I was bratty maybe sometimes. But I'm sweet like sugar now.
I wish I remembered why I said that.
It's so funny because let me give you some, this is our episode 99 podcast style. I'm going to tell you some behind the scenes stuff. Julie harasses me in the text message group. Matt, back me up. She harasses me.
I'm pleading the fifth on
She's
this
mean.
This is getting out of hand.
She sasses me to death when all I'm trying to be is nice.
The one time I was actually messing around with Kathleen and she got pissed and I could tell.
Said, okay, back. That's it. I can't
And then
because
she
it's stressing me out.
And then she confessed when we got here that she was actually pissed. But now things are
Don't be
better.
mean to me.
We're doing fine. All right, maybe I'm Petra.
I would have liked to hear a genuine reason why I was Petra because I love Petra.
You made me stop talking.
You said she was being mean to Jane.
So I
No,
think
I don't
that
know.
more accurate would be that Kathleen is Petra and Julie is Anska.
Aneshka.
Oh my
Aneshka.
God.
My beautiful sister.
What did you say?
I don't know. I was trying to read it all on Wiki.
Adele Dazeem.
Adele Dazeem.
No, he missed a whole syllable in there.
I said so.
It's Aneshka.
I was trying to read it by verbatim how it was spelled, which is Anezka. So it's like Anska.
Yeah, Anska.
So of course, Nene and Ricky are like meant to be. They're so sweet, and especially they go back to all that kindergarten stuff and all the like puking on the shoes and like all the wacky stuff. I love all that. It like melts my heart to pieces, and the "I love you" scene is whatever. But Gina and Ricky, I'm like, there's something there. There's so they understand each other, and they just like go through the same. They're going through the same type of like stuff at home. I don't know. I'm kind of like a Gina, but whatever happens, I just don't want it to cause turmoil because I really do enjoy watching Ricky and Nina get along and Gina and Ricky get along and Gina and Nene. Like I want Gina and Nene to be friends ultimately. So Ricky's just going to screw that up.
Totally.
I'm a friendship girl.
We need to take boys out of the equation.
Exactly.
Let's just send Ricky to acting camp.
Okay, since she's going to talk about Ricky, I have to out her. No. Julie is obsessed with Ricky. It's sick. Because we're 27.
I'm turning red. Stop.
I mean, he's a little cutie heartthrob. How can you not? But,
I was like,
but if you better believe that every Instagram Joshua post, I get a DM in my Instagram.
Oh my God. That's so great.
It's so embarrassing. I actually was like, I looked up his age. I was like, I have to make sure this is okay before I go any further with this. And Kathleen did Photoshop a picture of me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So we'll have to show you that.
Oh yeah, we'll send that to you. We'll send that in an email.
Please. Yes.
Wow. You guys are all beautiful, perfect people. So.
I'm like sweating. I hate that you just did that to me.
No,
she's a horrible friend.
I like almost promised that I wouldn't do that, and then I just had to.
I was like, when you were like, I've known Joshua. Like we did like a theater, another theater thing together. Like I was like, all right, good. Like she knows her friend. She's not gonna say anything. I thought I was like in the clear for her to not say anything.
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, he's like a brother to me. We have such a nice like brother sister relationship where we pick on each other, but also we love each other very much. Yeah, he's wonderful.
I'm gonna end up being blocked now because of you.
It's okay. I'm
Julia's gonna be like, there's this 27-year-old with a podcast that stalks you.
For the record, every High School Musical, the series thing we send to each other, but every Joshua thing I get, and I'm like, I follow him too. I don't need I don't need a DM.
Whatever.
But no, you guys are all perfect. I like was not expecting to love this show so much, but you guys all charmed me in every single way possible, and I'm just love it. It's the best.
Thanks so much.
You guys are all so talented.
Yeah, and you should be extremely proud because that was the most bomb show of 2019.
Truly.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. It's been really special getting to be a part of it, and seeing it be received so well is really wonderful. So thank you.
Oh yeah.
This has been My Favorite Episode Of. My Favorite Episode Of is produced by Matt Kelly as part of the Geekscape Network and hosted by Julie and Kathleen. Check out our show notes for all of our socials and email us at myfavoriteepisodepodcast@gmail.com. Rate, review, and subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting apps, and we'll be back next week with another episode of My Favorite Episode Of.
Today it's just me. You get to hang out with just me. And there's a reason for that. Julie's just MIA. We can't find her. She didn't show up. That's what happens when you think you're the talent. But anyway, we have a super special guest today. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, darling. It's a pleasure. I love your show.
Oh, have you listened?
I'm a big fan.
You are.
I am.
Which ones do you like?
I'm laughing because you copied my accent.
I know. I was like, am I talking in a British accent? It's a Cockney accent.
I can't. That,
Okay,
that
keep going.
killed me. I couldn't keep it together.
Keep going.
So I love The Haunting on Hill House. It's so good.
Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a common mistake, I'm sure. I also just loved your episode Friends. That was a good one.
Sure.
I'm a big Friends girl.
And what's your name again?
My name?
That's
I'm
not
Hannah
my
Montana.
Name. That's not my name.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network. You're listening to the Geekscape Network.